knight f3, d6, g3, e5. All standard and good. e4, knight f6, d3, knight c6, bishop g2, bishop e7, short castle, short castle. For now, everything is perfectly fine. Knight goes to c3, h6, bishop e3. White continue with development. Knight goes to g4, and after that, bishop d2 to save the dark square bishop. Of course, that moment when the knight is not anymore on f6, giving the opportunity for the black to push and make some punch into the center with f5. In any case, I believe this was completely fine. ef5, bishop f5, and now move knight to d5. It's okay to attack the dark square bishop and maybe changing him, giving another opportunity to step up with your knight on h4. Knight goes back on f6, and then knight to e7. Queen takes on e7, rook e1. Queen d7, and yeah, queen c1. Maybe a slightly, a little bit reckless move and no point move, because I think you'll never you can sacrifice there on h6 because queen is on the 7th rank and he's coming immediately after all these trades with the move queen g7, stabilizing the situation around the king and doesn't allow any unexpected attack. So king to h7, not necessary but played. Bishop c3, all good. Queen d2, and finally she's out. And after this move, bishop g4, we saw one very interesting variation, and that is connected with the opportunity to play d4. Instead of that, knight h4 gives another chances with connected with the bishop e4, follow up with knight g6 also. This other diagonal, a2 g8, is exposed, and queen could be used there for that activities. Now we saw that knight g6 and bishop c6 follow up with queen c6. That was also opportunity, and that was possible to be to play that on the board, but rook fe8 instead of rook f6 can stop that. So your choice was completely fine, queen c4, but after this I think you have a very nice tricky option, that is a move bishop h3, and he can't move the bishop because the queen, everything is pinned. So one very nice example how to pin all pieces in with one move. Okay, bishop d5, forcing some trades and nothing bad. So everything was fine, and c3 to prevent knight d4, g5, knight g2, and king g7. So this rook a d1 maybe was a slight small inaccuracy. Instead of that, I believe much better move was rook e2, follow up with rook f1. Also, h4 at one moment is very nice to provoke that g pawn or make even more weaken king side. Rook a d1, and now rook d2 to protect f2 and d4. So rook d1, rook d2, and d4. You at the end you follow up your idea. You start, and now knight g6. I don't see the bigger point why, and no purpose. But you gave him a purpose when you took a pawn on e5, and now family fork is a threat. Knight to f3. Last chance for you to save yourself from that problems was a move f4. So in the move with the move f4, you are blocking the f file, and f3 is not anymore exposed like before. Instead of that, you played queen d4, and after this, unstoppable problem on the square f3. family fork is coming and you can stop that. So you have to sacrifice, which is not. Sorry. This doesn't seem deadly any at this moment. It's okay. Black is better, quality up, but still playable. Queen a5. I don't understand this move. Okay, he's attacking a2 pawn, a3. Queen b5, or what about this one? He doesn't have any threat, so h4 is completely fine. Now queen d1, I like that move, and we can see with the computer, I believe after queen h5 is completely, yeah, rook d8, queen h5, also really interesting. It's completely playable, just slight advantage for black. So king g7, and I think now that idea with the knight, even knight e3 was a correct, or knight f4, knight e3 maybe. Queen g4 doesn't it wasn't necessary, but okay. Now it's question. Yeah, you cannot trade. You cannot trade because he will take with his queen, and
Yes.
another problem, the queen is hanging. So rook e2, queen f5, queen b4, queen f3, queen b5, rook d5, and after queen e8, there is a problem. He took a pawn and he realized if you take that with your knight, which is normal and logical to keep that protection and pawns around the king, you made a crucial mistake. You took a pawn, and now it is over. Rook d1. You cannot save the king h2, rook h1, and something like rook e1, queen f2 with follow up with a checkmate or big material losses. Good game, Jan.